Loki, Thor, and Odin. Some of the most powerful synchro monsters ever created in the 5Ds era. Going on, guys, Kamon here. Today I'm going to show you guys the most competitive Nordic deck ever. I've been playing this. Okay, let's go back. I've been playing Nordics since they came out, so since they were bad. So I know all the ins and outs with this deck. And with this new support, they're still bad. Yeah, they're still bad. But I did my best to make this deck as competitive as possible. I'm gonna show you guys today the main deck, the extra, and the side. Keep in mind, I made it competitive, but that doesn't mean it's the best. But I made it as best as I could. So theoretically, you could take this to locals and actually do some damage with it. Believe it or not, I actually took it to locals the other day. I won a few matches. I think my record was like 3-1. I want to say. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys. All right, here we go. All right, so starting off with the monster lineups, the best monster in the entire deck, 3 Nordic Smith Avalid. I'm gonna probably butcher these names, so sorry in advance now. So this guy, he's super cool. So if you control a Nordic monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, which this card does not activate. And on normal special summon, he can add a Nordic spell and trap card from your deck added to your hand. So he's a level 4 warrior monster. Like he's a very, very, very good extender in this entire deck. So you want to max on him, playing him at 3. He searches out the best card in your entire deck, so you want to play him at 3 at all times. Next, I am running the second best, which is, again, I'm going to butcher these names, so my fault, but I am running 3 Alviz, Alviz of the Nordic Alpha. So what this guy does, this card is actually pretty good. I wish he got a super rare, or he was a rare, but you know, Konami. They need to print more cards for this deck. But all right, so what he does, he has 2 effects. His main effect, which you use all the time, if he is the only card that is banished off of a Nordic Link monster's effect, then you can send 1 Nordic monster from your field to graveyard, and then the other materials from your deck to graveyard, so it reaches 10 to synchro summon a Asia monster, any Asia monster. So he can summon any of them at will. His second effect, which is very important, if he's in the graveyard, if your Asia monster leaves the field and hits the graveyard by any means, so battle or card effect, if they kaiju, etc., you can banish him and then summon a different Asia monster from your extra deck with a different name from the monster that was sent to graveyard. So obviously, with a rise card in the field, it's hard to get this off, but it's like usually you're pretty much winning, you know what I mean? If you have an Asia monster, like if you go full combo, which is only 4 summons, Cashtira has a hard time dealing with this deck. I'm gonna be very honest, bro. So you want to run him at 3? Yes. Next, for the beasts, I am running 3 Nordic beasts. Oh, I got this. Gulen Bursty, okay. And I'm running 2 Black Goat. we're not doing this. We're not doing this. Okay. So this is one of another new card that came out in the set. So what he does on normal and special summon, he can special summon 1 Nordic monster from your hand. His second effect is he can target a Nordic monster in your graveyard and then add it to your hand. So you could go effect summon from hand, effect add this guy back. So what you could do, right? You could go. Let's say this guy's in your graveyard, right? You go normal summon the goat or the pig. The pig effect special this guy from your hand. Effect get this guy back from your graveyard to your hand. Special him with his own effects. Search. This is a 10 right here because this is a level 3 tuner. So yeah. Oh, also forgot to mention, he can substitute himself for any of the Asia tuners. So you can make Odin with him. You can make Loki. You can make Thor. Doesn't matter. So yeah, those. For the Ascendant tuners, I'm only running 2, which is the Valkyrie of the Ascendant. This card would have been, so this card back in the day used to be broken because the only thing you had to worry about was like Effect Veiler. You know what I mean? This card now is booty. On summon, this is a win effect, unfortunately. If it's the only card on your field, Yeah, only card on your field. You banish 2 Nordic monsters from your hand to summon 2 Nordic tokens to the field, level 4 each. So yeah, this card is it's slow. If it was just if this is the only monster on your field, then I'd be like, all right, cool. Normal summon effect ban, and if it was like banish 2 cards from your hand instead, summon 2 tokens, then you're good to go. But yeah, this you play this at 2. You have to like play the proper ratios in this deck for it to actually function properly, unfortunately. So unless we get more support, I think this is like the best way to actually play this deck so far. And for the last Nordic monster that I am running the one Alfner, Mara. This is actually my favorite one. I have this ulti rare first ed right here, you know what I mean? So this one is actually really cool. It's a level 2 spellcaster tuner. You can synchro summon with this card on the field with cards in your hand. This is a condition. This is not an effect. This is a condition, right? So if they have like I don't know. If you normal summon this and they go imperm, that doesn't matter. If they have skill drain, doesn't matter. You can still synchro summon with this card and the cards in your hand because this is a condition. It's not an effect. So this card is actually very, very handy. So you just need 2 other level 4s in your hand, and then boom, that's level 10, which you can search for those. You know what I mean? That's it for the Nordics. Now, for the reason why this deck is actually good, the reason why this deck is actually viable, I am running the Adventure package. So 3 Water Enchantress and the 1 Griffin. You gotta be honest, you need to run this. If you do not have this, this deck does not function. So the fact that you can summon Griffin with your with the best card, like you can summon Griffin with the trap card, it's pretty broken. You know what I mean? So yeah, this engine is super good. You need to run this engine in here. If you do not have this engine, you cannot play this deck. So if you wanted to play this deck, budget players, you need this. You need this engine. And unfortunately, I do have a lot more expensive cards in this deck, so this isn't really a budget option of a deck. So I'm throwing it out there. And the last cards, I am running for 3 Ash. 3 Ash is the best card in the format, so run 3 Ash. Monsters are done. Now for the spell cards. And again, I apologize in advance, but 3 Pot of Prosperity. This card is the best. This card is so good. You need this card in this deck. You have so many cards in your extra deck that you possibly won't summon or you don't always need half the time. So this card is usually free in this deck. So this is a 3 it's a literal must. Without this card, you're gonna have a hard time. You know what I mean? Very consistent, very good card. Next, the literal best card in the deck. Like actually, like no troll. I am main decking 3 Crossout Detonators. This card, bro, dude, you want your Link monster to go off every single time, and this helps it. And I know what you're thinking, like, oh, what if they run Nib? Bro, your full combo or half combo, you never do over 5 summons anyways, so Nib is off rip dead against this deck. So the only thing you have to worry about is Ash, Valor, and Imperm. Half the time people are running Valor and half the people are running Imperm, and they're running Ash. So, and now you play both of those in this deck. So this is really, really, really good on top of the final Call by the Grave. Like, you literally, you need this card to go off. If this card does not go off, you lose. Bottom line, like straight up. So I know like this may seem like a big excessive, but you run 2. No, you run all 4. Trust me, you need all 4 in here. And obviously, since we're running the Adventure, we got the Rites, the Fateful, and the Draco back. And the Draco back. This is all you need. This is so good. You need to run this. Summon token, etc., etc. Which is funny because you can summon said token, right? And then you can banish it off of your Link monster. You know what I mean? You can banish token, you can banish this and this, and that's 3 cards if you wanted to. So like, this card's never really dead like that. You know what I mean? And for the last spell, oh, sorry, not the last spell cards. I am also running 2 Tactics Thrusts and the 1 Tactics. Like I said, not expensive, but like, you need these cards to make this deck even a little bit playable. You know what I mean? So 2-in-1. This switches out your freaking right package, which is full engine, and talents is talents. You know what I mean? Last spell cards I am running is the one Rhoda to search out your little warrior guy. And for the trap cards, I'm only running 3. Double Imperm. I would run 3, but I don't want it to be a 41 card deck, so 40 card deck is fine for me. And the last one you are running is obviously the one Nordic Relic. This card is literally broken. So how this card works, if you control any of the Nordic gods, like from your reaction, like any of them, right? You turn off all face-up cards your opponent currently controls, all of them. So this is like a one-turn board wipe skill drain / duster. No, this is a cold wipe / skill drain, but on your opponent's side of the field only. This is broken. It's searchable. Yeah. That's it for the main deck. That is a solid 40 cards in total. Let's go to the extra deck. Extra deck is very straightforward. You need 3 of these. Only monster you run is this. This is the best one. On summon, which again, this is not a cost, by the way. People try to like rule shark me. I'm like, bro, this is not a cost. You need to read. On summon, you can banish cards on your field and hand, and then summon that many Nordic monsters from your deck. So, on summon, you banish 3 other cards, then you summon 3 other Nordics from your deck, right? But if you do this turn, you go and summon Asia monsters from your extra deck this turn, so which is not that bad because that's what you can go for. Also, if she points to a Asia monster, the monster cannot be targeted by card effects. Is it by card effects? Yeah, the Asian monster can't be targeted by card effects. Sorry. The Asian monster that points to this guy, that she points to, cannot be targeted by card effects. And if she points to an Asian monster, she can't be targeted for attacks. So the fact that you have a monster with like 4K attack that you can't target by card effect, you know what I mean? Like it's, yeah. Run this at 3. That's the best card. For the 7s, I am only running the one Shooting Riser Dragon. You can send your Aqua to the graveyard and get stuff started from there. It's not that hard. For the 8s, I am running the one Stardust Dragon and the one XL. These are really good. I got my Ghost Rare. Y'all know what deck I'm going for next. You know what I mean? You know what time it is. You know what time it is. But yeah. This is to summon like a Baron on your opponent's turn or whatever you want to summon on their turn. Make it unaffected. And like plus the extra Stardust also is it's super good to have. You know what I mean? So you have a blanket effect, a negate and Griffin, monster that can be targeted, and a Stardust Dragon that stops destruction. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Now everything else is just 10. So the one Ice Jade, the one Sword Soul, the one Baron, and the one Rudy Rose. These are your generic 10s that you can and you do summon on your opponent's turn. Like I summoned this using my Stardust Dragon thing. It's unaffected by everything, and I banished every spell and trap card in the graveyard. Yeah, every spell and trap card in the graveyard. You know what I mean? Like it it's too good, bro. And then the Baron also, you know. And now obviously for the Asiers, I am running the one Loki. I have the one ulti rare Loki. It's so nice, bro. These cards are so cool. I have the 2 Thor. You know what I mean? Look at this. Look at him, bro. He's so nice. And obviously the best one, the 2 Odin. These are the only ones you need. I like this ratio 2, 2, and 1. I'll just tell you what their effects do. During battle, he negates trap cards. He's a face-up blanket skill drain on your opponent's side of the field only. And he's unaffected by spell and trap cards. And the other good effect about them, if they die by any way, shape, or form, during the end phase, you can banish their respective tuners. So he takes Alfair, he takes Beasts, and he takes the Ascendants. You banish them, and they come back to the field. So he can bring back a trap card, add it to your hand. He burns your opponent for 800, and he lets you draw a card. So theoretically, you'll only really be summoning these 2. I summoned this guy once for game, actually, against Trap Tricks. He couldn't do much about it. So yeah, that's the extra deck. Let me show you guys the side deck. Side deck, personal preference, obviously, for your locals. This is just like a very generic side deck I have. 3 Gamma Seal. You know what I mean? Just Gamma Seal's really good. Rise Heart, etc., etc. 3 Lancia. This shuts down. I actually beat Cashier because I had the Lancia. I Lancia'd, he passed. I made Odin with the stuff, and he couldn't do anything right after. It was crazy. Generic stuff. 2 Regeki and 2 Lightning Storm. This is for big boards. This is for back row mainly. You know what I mean? 3 Evenly. This is the best card in the format. Literally, hands down. And I am actually starting to Magic Deflector. You have this card with the God that can't be targeted and that trap card. Yo, I fought Runic, right? He tried to banish my he tried to like banish my Goofnir, right? So he could get rid of my thing. I activated the other trap card to like negate everything. He chained the spell card. I chained Magic Deflector. He lost. There was nothing he could do right after. But yeah, okay guys. That is my deck profile of Nordics. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments, you know what I mean? If you want to play this deck, let me know if you do. You know what I'm saying? Join the Discord, etc., etc. And I'll see you guys later, man. Peace.